September 2nd, 1945 is officially the day World War II ended. This September will mark 75 years since the last World War, yet some think we may not accomplish that achievement. Following the recent events that have taken place over the past few days, many are fearful that the United States and Iran are going to start World War III. After news broke that Trump authorized the Pentagon to assassinate Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, the hashtag World War III started to trend on Twitter. Americans feared the possibility that they could be drafted into war should it get to that point, and reactions from world leaders started pouring in, with most condemning President Trump for his actions. And now here we are, anxiously waiting to see how things play out. Iran has sworn revenge on the United States for the role they played in the assassination of the country's second-in-command. As of this recording, nothing has happened just yet, but who knows what this chain of events could lead to. How's it going, folks? Welcome to LBQ. I'll be your host, Jared Bronstein, and today we'll be exploring the question, what if Iran wins World War III? Make sure to subscribe, click that bell icon to never miss a video, and drop a comment down below with your thoughts on the recent events that have transpired. I'll be replying to some comments from a previous video to wrap this one up as per usual, but for now we need to explore what would happen if not only World War III takes place, but if Iran were to win. We'll be talking about how the world in general would be affected, how our lives would change drastically, and what Iran winning would potentially mean for future alliances among other countries. So let me start by making something very clear. I don't think we'll get to the point of a third world war occurring. I really don't. Hopefully history has proven that nothing good comes from war in general, and we'll just end up losing tons of soldiers who are just helping the country make money off of the war in the first place. Yet if somehow, someway it did get to the point that a world war broke out and Iran did in fact win, what would that look like for the rest of the world? Well, for starters, we need to look at how they would win in the first place. Now, it's quite evident that the United States is one of the most, if not the most powerful country in the world. They pride themselves on having such a strong military, and it's probably one of the reasons there hasn't been a world war in so long. People are afraid of what the United States is truly capable of, and no one wants to be the first to find out what happens if you go to war with them or any of their allies. With that being said, the military are still made up of humans. Of course, they have weapons, tanks, even nukes, I'm sure, but they most likely wouldn't be the first to use them, which means the other country or countries at war with the United States would. Yes, I'm saying for Iran to win the Third World War, they would need to use nuclear warfare, something that is not only illegal when it comes to the rules of war, but also extremely dangerous. Aside from the initial impact a nuke would have on the country, killing anyone and anything within a certain radius, the aftermath would also be quite grim. High amounts of radiation would make said area inhabitable. Of course, the country would endure countless casualties, and who knows what natural resources we'd no longer have available to us. These, among other factors, would be considered a huge loss. The use of a nuke would also lead to all hell breaking loose worldwide. After one country uses nuclear warfare, you could be sure others would be quick to jump in. North Korea and Russia certainly come to mind. And given their relationships with the United States, it's unclear where their stance would be. There's the possibility they just stay out of it, but there's also the very real possibility that North Korea also decides to attack the United States, seeing this as an opportunity to take down any potential competition in the race to be the most powerful country in the world. Russia could also join in, but given the relationship between President Trump and President Putin, the United States may actually have quite a strong ally fighting alongside them or trying to defend them. Unfortunately, only a scenario so tragic could give us the answers we're hypothetically trying to answer here. Yet I'll do my best to give a rough estimation of what we could expect. For Iran to win World War III, essentially, that would make them the most powerful country in the world. Or maybe not. There's the saying, to be the best, you need to beat the best. And if Iran hypothetically nuked the United States, and that led to the United States surrendering, Iran would be considered victorious. Yet that doesn't mean that Iran gets control over the United States necessarily. It isn't their land, the same way Germany doesn't belong to Russia, the UK, or the United States following World War II. However, as previously mentioned, there's no telling how other countries would view this scenario, a tragedy or an opportunity. North Korea could very well ally with Iran to take down the United States and then turn on Iran the way Germany did to Russia. Of course, we know how that turned out, yet the only difference here would be that North Korea wouldn't rely on help from others. Another factor to consider is the other countries that would be dragged into this. Any ally of the United States would be affected as well, including but not limited to Canada, Italy, France, Germany, Spain, the UK, among the other countries involved in NATO. Although the negative effects on these countries wouldn't be as severe as the United States, it would still have a worldwide effect. How they would be affected truly depends on where the United States was attacked and what events transpired after the war is officially declared over. Unfortunately, there's no way to determine how other countries would respond to the news, but one thing is certain. If Iran were to win the war using nuclear warfare, other countries would be quick to show off their toys as well. It would most likely lead to nuclear warfare taking place all over the world and billions of lives lost. All the peace treaties and agreements between countries would most likely be void, and this would cause even bigger problems worldwide. It's not a situation that would really end well for anyone, and our best bet would simply be to relocate to Mars. On a more serious note, if Iran won the war, it seems eventually one of two things would happen. Either the majority of the human race would be killed off due to the actual war or aftermath of nuclear warfare causing illness from radiation, or hundreds of millions, if not billions, of people still die, countries form new alliances, and we try to maneuver in a brand new world where things like social media and new shows on Netflix are the least of our concerns. Now, as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this possible scenario. If Iran did win World War III, how do you think it would play out? Would they inevitably become the most powerful country in the world, or would another country see this as an opportunity to strike? Let me know in the comment section down below. For now, let's reply to some comments from the video. What if Earth was near the center of the Milky Way? Totally off topic, and just the way I like it. Anarkill said, you could have made this vid a lot shorter. You will die in so many different ways. The end. I mean, yeah, I feel like I could do that with majority of the videos on this channel, but that doesn't make it fun. Like, you guys need an explanation as to how you die. Like, just die. What if I told you, hey, let me tell you all about your life. You'll eventually die. Like, who cares? It's not fun. Music by AD said, nobody. LBQ, don't even think about living near the center of the galaxy. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want, but I don't think you'd be able to come back to tell the tale. Plutistic said, let's just say we would be oofed. Yeah, it's a good word. I like to say oof a lot. I'm glad it's coming back. I'm glad it's become like an internet thing to just oof somebody and everyone just gets it. Just oof. That'd be bad. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I've been your host, Jared Bronstein. You guys have been watching Life's Biggest Questions. Make sure to subscribe and click that bell icon to never miss a video. Share this with a friend, and of course, let me know in the comments down below what you think would happen if Iran won World War III, and we'll see you in the next one.